Oh my goodness. All right, good morning, everybody. We're gonna start with our toe lifts. I keep telling myself that I need to bring a lint roller up here, and I keep forgetting. But I really do just need to get another one. Good, 4, 3, heels up, right, then left, right, and left. So today we have 5 circuits, 2 exercises in each. We're gonna do 40 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, and we're gonna do 3 rounds today. 4, 3, we're gonna swing that right leg front to back, nice and tall. Feel free to hold on to something if you need to. We're just trying to wake up those hips. Good, 4, 3, 2, good, switch it over to the other side. So swing it front to back. So we're nice and tall, swing and swing. 4, 3, 2, switch it to the other side, out and in, so out and cross. And if you need to, you can tap and tap and just stop at the midline of the body. But if you can, try to take it a little bit across. 2, good, switch to the other side, so out and in. And you can always just do a side lift and come in. But remember, our hips go in more than one direction, so we want to try to get a little cross if we can. Switching sides, hip circles, heel down, toe up. Movement comes from your hips. Good, change direction. You can even put your hands. I put my hands on my glutes sometimes. I can feel that movement. Good, changing sides, so heel down, toe up. Nice, good circle. 4, 3, switch it to the other side, or not other side, other direction. I did that yesterday at 7 o'clock too. It's the other direction. Good, slow deadlift. Hinge it forwards. Stand up nice and tall. So hinge, 2, lift, 2. We think about bracing the core. All movement comes from our hip joint. Kind of your little test is if you put your hands right in the crease of your hips, you feel like you're folding over a pita, right over whatever you put in it. Good, bring it all the way up, slow squat, stand up tall. So down, 2, up, 2. So push the hips back and then start to sit. So break at the hips and then a little sit down. So hinge, sit. So it's a little different than a deadlift. A little more knee bend, a little more ankle. One more. Bring it all the way up in the center. We're gonna open and close. Just kind of wake up that chest. Chest flies is one of our exercises today. So this is just a little bit more of a stretchy movement, but similar to what we're gonna do later. Good, 4, 3, 2, good, bring it in. We're gonna do our arm circles, up and back, circle it back around. So up and back, bring it back around. 4 more. We wanna try to keep our arm fairly straight. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And then bring it back around. Good, forward step and reach, so take it forward and pull. Nice, good shoulder blade pinch. We have rear flies and rows today. 4, 3, 2. We're gonna slow it down a little bit. We're going to lunge, hold it here, open your book. Close your book, step it back, other leg. Take it out, hold, open, close, step it back a little faster. So forward, open, close, and back. And you can just take your arms across your chest if you need to. Step, turn, center, and back. Forward, turn, center, back. We're gonna do 4 more. Want you to think about keeping lower body nice and steady and stable. We're opening the shoulders, turning to the corner. Last one. Side lunge, step it out, hold it in place. Just a little bit more of inner thigh work, a little more hip work, as well as a little bit of knees. 4, 3, hold it in the center, cat-cow, inhale, exhale. So just a little gentle arch, little gentle tuck. If you don't want to arch and round, you're gonna belly breathe. So that's gonna be breathing in and exhaling out. So no spinal movement, and exhale. Good, couple more, in and out. Last one. Good, we already kind of have a little forward fold. We're gonna step it back into a plank. So instead of a plank walkout today, we're just gonna step it back into a plank, or you can walk it out to your plank. We're gonna hold it, and this is just part of our warm up today, is just to hold a little bit of a plank. Now we're gonna lift it up to a down dog, come back to plank. Down dog, and then plank. If you want to do this incline plank, feel free. Good, just a couple more. So inhale, down dog, take it forward. Last one, down dog, back to plank. And then we're gonna come back to standing. You can step it forward, or you can walk it all the way back up to standing, whatever you want to choose to do. And we're gonna go for our heel stomps. If you want to do full jumps, remember soft knees, or just slam the heels down as hard as you can. 4, 3, march it out, shake it out, roll the shoulders. Up, back, and down into your back pocket. Grab a drink. So we have lunges with rows. So we're still going to do a lunge, but our lunge is going to be a little bit more of a forward fold, and we're going to load the glute, row, and then stand. So imagine you're stepping back because you need to pick something up off of the ground right next to your foot. Round 1 right, round 2 left, round 3 alternate. And then we're gonna do rear flies, or band pull aparts. You know me, I love band pull aparts. They're a really, really good exercise. They get like the whole upper back. I love them. We just don't do them a lot because not everybody has a resistance band. All right, but lunges with rows in 3, 2, and 1. So we just start nice and tall. So it's a lunge, but you just have a little bit more of a forward fold, and that hinge forwards means that we really load up that glute. So hinge, pull, and lift. I know it's kind of hard to see. When I turn, I hinge. So I'm still getting legs even with that little bit of a forward fold. We just want to make sure again that we're not just rounding our spine and keeping our hips up. Push the hips back and hinge. Make that finger sandwich again. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up, shake it out. Rear fly, it's a quick transition. It's only 10 seconds. Here's 2 and 1. So again, now we're hinged forwards. We're gonna lift and we're gonna lower. For this one, I'm trying not to squeeze my shoulder blades together. I'm trying really hard to lift just with the back of my shoulders. So for a lot of us, I'm using 5-pounders, and that's plenty. So for this exercise, a lot of you might only be using a couple pounds. Some of you might be going a little heavier. That's okay too. You just might be getting a little bit more mid-back, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just really trying to focus on back of the shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down, going back to lunge with a row, switching over to the other side. Now, if you want a third round, we can make it harder. Good, time's on. So we're gonna lunge, row, and then stand tall. And I was thinking you could probably add a second dumbbell, just not rowing. Or you could row, technically. But I really want you to kind of focus on that glute. And it's okay, again, if it's not a super deep lunge, we're pushing that hip back. Really think about using your buns to hold you up. Your front knee is still staying over your shoelaces. So we're not pushing that front knee forwards. We're still keeping it over the shoelace. Sit the hip back. Good, rest. It's just a little bit more of that forward fold. Good, we're gonna bring it up and we're gonna go for our rear flies. 2 and 1. So lift and then lower. Nice, good lift. Nice, good lower. I'm gonna demo band pull apart. Like I said, I love these things. We're just going to take those arms out and we just stretch the taffy. Stretch the taffy. And you can do this when palms facing up or down. Palms facing up is going to be a little bit of a different feeling for some of you. It's going to open up that shoulder a little bit more. But this is if there was only one exercise that you could do, this is one of them. If you had a really limited repertoire, good rest, this is one that I would absolutely say to do. All right, lunges with rows, 3, 2, and 1. This round I'm going to alternate my legs, and I'm going to go ahead and do 2 dumbbells just for this one set. But you can do single dumbbell and then switch hands, so it's kind of up to you. But it's trying to get that hinge, load the glute, get into a nice, good forward hinged position, a little bit more parallel to the floor. It's a really good row. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna get that last one in there. Good. Rear delts. Rear delts or band pull apart. You choose. Here we go. Hinge it forward, lift, and lower. So I'm just bringing my arms. I'm trying to get pretty parallel to the floor. This is a good one. If you've got a chair, you know, you can always just have your forehead on the back of the chair or on the table. Help you keep your body in that forward fold position. Elbows are a little soft, but your arms are pretty straight. Lift it up, lower it down. Like I said, I'm using 5 pounds and I'm feeling this because we get a little bit of rear delt when we do our rows, and we're hitting rear delt here. 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells down, shake it out, walk around, grab a quick drink of water. We're gonna move on circuit number 2. We're gonna do a squat, press out, squat, press up. So option 1, dumbbell at the chest. Squat, hold, press out, stand, press up. Option 2, squat, stand, out, and up, okay? Second exercise, tricep kickbacks or overhead extension, whichever one feels better for you. But 40 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So option 1, squat, press out, stand, press up, or squat, stand, press, and press. This is shoulder work today. So this is what's getting our shoulders. So instead of doing just traditional overhead presses, we're also working on our core. We don't want to stick our buns out while we're doing our presses. A little bit of a tuck, brace that core, tuck it under. So even if it's shallow, press out, press up. Good, rest. We're gonna go for triceps. I'm gonna go for overhead extensions. Please feel free to do tricep kickbacks if you're not feeling extensions today or you're not feeling overhead work today. I'm just gonna do a slow lower and then lift. And you can hold the dumbbell on the ends and you can hold one in, hold it in the middle. But again, this is one where if you're tucking your head and you feel like you're gonna hit yourself in the head, try changing your body position first. And if that doesn't feel good, switch it to kickbacks. But our ribs are tucked, elbows are locked in. So shoulders to elbows, stay pointing to the ceiling. We don't want to let the elbows drop down. 2, 1. Good, bring it in. We're gonna go for our press out and our press up. I'm gonna try to go a little heavier, see what happens. 2, 1, good. So squat down, press out, stand, press up, down, out, stand, and up. Or you have the option, you're still gonna get shoulders, you're still gonna get core if you do your press out and up in your standing position. But this really does take a little bit of thinking About protecting that core, protecting that low back. Good, we've got about 5 seconds. Good, bring it in. We're gonna go for our triceps, triceps, triceps. You choose what you're gonna pick. Good, so arms up. We're gonna lower and we're gonna lift. So we wanna think about having those elbows pointing up to the ceiling. I know sometimes our shoulders don't wanna do it, and we've got them really forwards. If you can get them up, great. But it's a slow lower, slow lift. Lower and lift. And again, we did this, I think, Tuesday. You can absolutely do this body weight. Think about scratching your back, running that back scratcher, down and up. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. We're gonna go for squat, press out, squat, press up. This is a big jump. We'll see what happens. Good. All right, hold it here. So option 1, down, up, press out, press up. Option 2, out, press out, stand, press up. Think about your core, think about your shoulders. I tend to feel this one if I get a little tired and I don't tuck my tail under. That's when I start to feel it. So just pull the belly button in, stack your ribs over your hips. And it's kind of nice because now your dumbbell and your torso are a counterbalance to each other. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it in. One more set. Triceps, overhead or kick back. 2 and 1. So ribs tucked, arms up, slowly lower. Bring it back up to lift. You can also hold the dumbbell on the head, just one head, down and lift. So this is an option. What we want to watch out for especially is to make sure that when we bend our elbows or bend our hands, we're not letting our elbows like go out and down like we're doing a behind the head overhead press. For most of us, our shoulders just aren't going to like that. So shoulders to elbows locked in, whether you're up or back. Good, bring it in, set it down. Little shake out. Walk around, grab a drink. I have a feeling today's going to be one of those days where every dumbbell I own is on the floor. Maybe I can keep it a little bit better. All right, deadlifts, nothing fancy, just basic deadlifts, and then weighted march. So deadlifts and weighted march. Getting a little back of the body and then a little bit of core stabilization. So 40 seconds, deadlifts in 3, 2, and 1. So we're just going to hinge it forwards and we're going to stand up tall. So again, this is where we tuck our ribs under, we keep that little bit of a tuck and we hinge back. So hinge and lift. So push the hips back, hinge it forward, spine stays neutral. If you feel this in your low back, make sure that you're not arching your low back and puffing out the chest, but also make sure that we're not just rounding at the spine, because we can push our hips back and then our spine is really rounded and our chest collapses. We want to keep it nice and neutral. Good, bring it up. Weighted march. I'm going to keep my same dumbbells. Hands can be by your hips, at your shoulders, or overhead. And again, little rib tuck. Hold that rib tuck and march it. So if we are just here, I'm not really holding my ribs here, holding my core. I just pull a little bit of a tuck, kind of tighten my abs. Just think when you laugh, you've been laughing for a really long time. You've got that tight tummy feeling. That's what we're going for. But you should still be able to breathe. So you should be able to brace your core and still breathe. Your test, you can count, you can talk. That's what I do, I talk. Here's 2 and 1, little shake out. We're gonna go back to our deadlifts. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. So nice, good hinge forwards. Bring it up tall. It is 100% okay if your hinge gets you to your knees. We don't have to get to the floor. The goal for this is our core stability. This is why we do planks. This is why we occasionally do crunches. Core work isn't just abs on the floor. It's things like this. When you have to pick something up that's a little bit heavier, we have to brace that spine. So think about if you had to pick up something that was heavier than you thought it was. We need to tighten up. Here's 2 and 1. Little rest, little shakeout. We're gonna go for that weighted march. Here's 2 and 1. So we're tall, little tighten, little tuck, march and march. If you would like, I did first round hands at my hips. This round, I'm gonna rack it, hands at my shoulders, but I'm not gonna rest my dumbbells on my shoulders. I'm gonna lock my shoulder blades in. I'm gonna show you the ends of my dumbbells, and I'm just gonna hold it. It just changes your center of balance a little bit, center of gravity. Your weight is now higher. Good, 10 seconds. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Little rest. And we're gonna go for our deadlifts again. 3, 2, and 1. So shoulders down, little rib tuck. Hinge it back, and then stand tall. Your test is, can you pick something up off of the floor, but your back is bothering you today? So we all know that feeling where we're trying not to tuck or to twist or anything with our back because it's uncomfortable, but we still have to pick something up off the floor. That's what we're gonna go for. It's kind of that tight feeling. And again, you can get to your knees. I can get to about my ankles, not quite to my ankles before my back likes to round. Good, rest. And then we're gonna do our third round of weighted marches. And then we're gonna go to the floor, and you don't have to go to the floor. 2 and 1, good. So little rib tuck, tighten it in. Rib tuck does not mean rounded. It just means little tuck in, little pull. Option 1 here. Option 2, right here. I'm gonna finish up. We're about halfway through. I'm gonna take it all the way up, lock out my arms. If your arms are here, it's gonna be harder for you to hold on to. So just keep that in mind. Lock it out. You're pushing something all the way up, top of the ceiling. This just reminds me, I'm not quite touching my ceiling, but if I had to reach up, I was on a ladder and I'm changing a light bulb. Good, bring it in. Dumbbells down. Walk around. So grab a quick drink. We're gonna go to the floor. You do not have to go to the floor. We're gonna do a plank, and we're gonna do taps. So we're gonna do shoulder tap, hip tap, and then if you wanna do a down dog knee tap or ankle tap, you can. If you don't wanna do that, incline plank, you can try it, or you're gonna do farmer's carries, dumbbells down, and you're gonna walk around. The focus is the core stabilization. Second exercise is a half kneeling bicep curl. If you don't want to go to the floor, you can do a lunge position bicep curl, or you can do a single leg stance bicep curl. So if you don't want to do the half kneeling on the floor, but we're going to take it down to the floor or at an incline, get into your plank position. Knee planks are fine. We're going to do shoulder tap, hip tap, and then you can do a knee or an ankle tap. But 40 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So I'm starting on my knees. Nice, good plank. Shoulder tap, hip tap, and then I can do a knee tap and a knee tap. So shoulder, hip, and then I can bring my knee up, knee tap. I can lift up onto my toes. Shoulder tap, hip, and then knee. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up to a half kneeling position. I just want you to be nice and tall, and you can do both arms if you'd like. I'm gonna do single, 2, and 1, good. So I'm just gonna do a half kneeling position, bicep curl. This is another way for us to work our core. Glute squeeze, good position, ribs tucked, just like when we do our stretch. We're holding this tucked position. We don't wanna let our hips sneak back and hinge back towards our heels. Our hips are tucked under. We do this stretch almost every class, or a variation of it. So we're just holding that stretch position. Ribs are tucked under, so squeeze the glutes, tailbone pointing to the floor. Ribs tucked, trying not to get pulled over. 2, and 1. A little shake out. We're gonna go right back for those planks. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So remember, you can be on your knees, shoulder tap, hip tap, hip tap. And then you can even just tap your thigh if you don't want to do the full knee, but if you can do knee tap and knee tap. Good, shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip, knee, and knee. The hard part with the knee is to not shift your butt back to reach for your knee. That's kind of the tricky part. So shoulder, shoulder, thigh, thigh, knee, good, rest, knee. Bring it down. Half kneeling position, bicep curl, switching over to the other side. So half kneeling, tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, nice and tall. I've got my legs 90-90, so you don't have to have your foot way out or, you know, way back, big knee bend. We just want to hold that squeeze. If you're standing, single leg stance, work on a little balance, or lunge position where your front leg has most of the weight, your back heel is lifted. You don't even have to go deep into that lunge. It's just that balance challenge. Doing single-sided works your lateral obliques. Good, 3, 2, and 1. All right, dumbbell down. Third round, we're gonna do full kneeling, alternating arms, but for now, bring it into your plank. Here we go. So hips in front of the knees, wide toes is gonna make this a little bit easier for you to keep your balance. So again, try not to push your hips back when you do that knee tap. And if you can, lift it up. Shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip, good. Knee, knee. Good, we've got about 12 seconds. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Good, carefully bring the knees down. Full kneeling position, alternating curls. This is another one especially, see how your knees feel. Time's on. Don't let your hips sit back towards your heels. I want you to tuck them under, squeeze your glutes. So our shoulders through our hips to our knees make a straight line. So if I push my hips back a little, this isn't a straight line anymore. As straight a line as you can get down the side of your body. That also kind of includes your head and your ears. So if your head is here, your head is down here, we want to just think looking forward, pull the head back just a little bit. 3, 2, and 1. Good, dumbbells down. Little shakeout. Walk around, grab a drink. We have one more circuit on our backs. We're gonna do a bridge with a chest fly, and then we're gonna do scissors. If you're standing, you can do a banded chest press. You can do, sit in a chair, sit towards the front of the chair, lean back, and do an incline chest fly. So your chest fly, your hands will be in line kind of where the wall and the ceiling meet. So they're not gonna be overhead, but they're not gonna be straight out. So you gotta get that lean back and do an incline. So that's an option for you. Or a banded chest fly, put the band behind you, press it out, and then open and close. If neither one of those options work for you, you can do palms forwards and draw your rainbow from the ends to meet in the middle with a couple of dumbbells. That's an option for you. For the scissors, mummy kicks, just straight leg kicks, focus on core. But chest fly, lift it up into a bridge in 3, 2, and 1. So knees bent, feet flat. Lift it up into a bridge, hold your bridge, palms facing in. We're gonna open out to the side and then come back up. My arms kind of like to sneak over my face. I'm gonna still try to keep my dumbbells over my chest so I can still see the end of my dumbbell with my eyes, but I want my hands to be a little bit more over my chest. If being in the bridge is uncomfortable, just bring your hips down. Focus on your chest fly. Good, we got about 5 seconds. Good, dumbbells down. This is our core stability again, so we're gonna tuck our tail a little bit, pull the low back into the floor, take the legs up. We're gonna do forward and back scissors, and they don't have to be big. I want you to think a little bit quick. You're using your feet to paint your ceiling. You're using your feet to paint your ceiling. Think about a flutter kick in swimming. Flutter kick in swimming. Straight knees, movement comes from your hips. So I'm gonna do this 3 different ways. So this round I'm doing little flutter kicks, keeping my legs up, low back glued to the floor. If you need to, you can bend your knees and it's gonna be a little bit more like a stair stepper kind of position. But we're still bracing our core. 2 and 1. We're gonna take the feet down, knees bent, feet flat. Again, tuck your ribs, little bit of a tail feather tuck, hold that brace position, lift the hips up, arms up, time's on, nice good chest fly. So nice good deep breath in, and then exhale into the center. It's okay if your arms do not come to the floor. We just want to try to get them close, get a nice good stretch. So nice good stretch. Your upper arms may come in contact with the floor, but we don't want to let the backs of the hands come in and go completely flat. Cat, you have no sense of self-preservation. Good, dumbbells down. All right, we're gonna do our scissors. But this time we're gonna make our scissors bigger. We're gonna try to go bigger. So we're gonna have one leg up, one leg almost to the floor, and then switch. One leg up, almost to the floor, and switch. If you need to, bend your knees, and it's gonna be a little bit more of a dead bug. We're just trying to make those scissors a little bit bigger. Yeah, you know something's up, don't ya? Yeah, you know your daddy's leaving. Good, 15 seconds. So low back stays glued to the floor. Heels get close to the floor. They do not have to touch just until you get that good stretch. Feel the abs kick in. Hold your body stable. 3, 2, and 1. Good, bring it in. We've got one more set. You're in a really bad spot, Kat. Good, time is on. Nice good chest fly. Grab your dumbbells, lift up into that bridge, or if you need to keep your hips down, that's okay too. Really try to lift into that bridge. In yoga, you often tend to arch your back a little bit more. It's a flexibility move. This one, we're keeping the ribs tucked. We're thinking strength and stability. They both have a purpose. For now, we're focusing on stability, keeping our spine safe. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully set the dumbbells down. This set, we're gonna take the legs out to the side and in. We're gonna channel our inner thigh master. For those of you that remember, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna cross, out, and cross. And if you have trouble keeping your legs up straight, again, you can bend your knees, and you're just gonna take the legs out and then bring them right back in again. So you do not have to do straight legs if it means that your legs are like angled halfway down. Because if your legs, the farther out your legs go, the more of a challenge it's going to be on your core. I want you to think about out, in, out, in. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, legs down. Give yourself a little shake out. I'm going to come to a seated position. You are welcome to stay lying on your back. Give yourself a minute. We're going to get our equipment out of the way. So give yourself a minute, grab a drink. We're going to stretch on the floor. So you can just hang out Shavasana. You can come to a seated position. It's kind of a whatever feels good. We are going to do our 90-90s, but we're going to do one leg at a time today. So sit as tall as you can, hands by your hips, and we're going to do right leg only. We're going to come in and we're going to go out. Your buns are staying glued to the floor. So my knees and my hips are not coming to the floor right now, and that's okay. Good, let's switch it to the other side. So just bring it in and then take it out. Bring it in, take it out. Here's 2 and 1. Let's go ahead and take both legs out straight. Sit as tall as you can. Knees are straight, press down into the floor. Your feet are just kind of relaxed. We're going to walk ourselves forwards. Can we grab our knees? Can we grab our shins? Can we maybe grab around our ankles? And if you need to, you can, I always say you can put something underneath your tummy to kind of help support you and relax into that forward movement. I'm getting a little bit of hamstrings, but a little bit of low back here today. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring it in. Bottoms of the feet touching, little butterfly stretch. You can add your little forward fold. So think about pressing your chest forwards until we feel that deeper stretch in the inner thighs. If you have trouble getting your thighs down, just sit as tall as you can and try to allow those hips to just drift out to the side. This is a position that I'm actually semi-flexible still. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it in. Take the right leg out straight. Left foot, we're gonna cross it over and place it on the floor. And we're gonna sit tall, pull your knee towards your opposite shoulder. So right leg is out, left knee is pulling over to the right shoulder. If you're comfortable with a little turn, you can do this, but if you've got spine issues, I would just focus on stretching your hips. But if you'd like to do a little rotation, you can. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, switch it other side. Left foot out, right foot crosses over. Sit as tall as you can, pull your knee towards your opposite shoulder. So this is your option 1, just nice good pull. Feel this in the outside of your glute, a little bit of thigh, and again, if you'd like to add a little bit of a turn, you are welcome to, but this is 100% optional. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and bring it into the center. We're going to flip it over, hands and knees. We're going to sit our hips back, child's pose. And I know I do this one every day, but this is such a good stretch for underneath your arms. And it's also good for your knees. You just find that range of motion that works. Maybe you have to put a cushion behind your knees. Maybe you have to elevate your upper body a little bit. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to pull ourselves forwards into our plank position. Point your toes, squeeze your glutes, drop your hips. If this is not for you today, go all the way down to your forearms for Sphinx, or go all the way down to your tummy. If you're standing, The best one for this is to place the heel of your hands on the shelf of your buns and push down on your buns. So it's not forward on the low back, it's down on your glutes. It will push those hips forwards. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna come up to a standing position, however you wanna do it. I'm gonna lift into a plank and walk myself back, but you are welcome to come to your half kneeling position and stand up that way. We're gonna roll our shoulders up, back, and down into our back pocket. Keep it really basic today. Good, let's take our hands palms facing forwards. Big breath in, hands behind the head. Exhale, rotate back of the hands behind the small of your back. So back of the hand to the back of the head or behind your ears. Backs of the hands to the small of the back or maybe just to your buns. Good, couple more. So inhale up and exhale out. This is internal, external rotation. Inhale up and then exhale out. Good, shoulders down, ear to shoulder, side to side. Bring the head up, look to one side, look to the other. Bring it in the center, big breath in, spread the fingers, spread the toes, and exhale. One more time, big breath. And you are all done.